Are we good? Can y'all hear me? What's up, everybody? Let me just make sure that everything is working accordingly. Hope you guys are having a great day, by the way. Let me know if you guys can hear me in chat. That would work wonders, I think, for me. We have a lot to talk about. There's a lot to talk about, actually. With the inclusion of what they're going to be doing with Black Frieza, everything with Super Dragon Ball Heroes, and their little promotional episode coming up. I'm going to be sharing some other things, including what I have cooking up for you guys in a little bit. So just give me a minute. Can you guys hear me? Is everything good? I have no idea if this is working or not. All right, great. So welcome to the stream, guys. We are going to be talking about a lot because apparently it looks like so many people have questions, including myself, as to like what they're going to be doing. Primarily, focusing around Frieza and, with the events involving him and how he basically just one-shotted our guys and just flew off by the end. So I happen to have noticed one very interesting thing. If you guys have seen Dragon Ball Super Superhero, there was one thing that I looked into that I said to myself, okay, this makes sense. And it was when Goku and Vegeta were basically talking with Beerus, and it didn't cross my mind at the time, but if you guys remember when they told Beerus, because Beerus was like flipping out, like, why is Broly on my planet? And when Goku said, oh, we're here to, keep him safe from Frieza, I remember a lot of us were thinking at the time, like, Broly? You're keeping Broly hidden from Frieza, why? And it kind of like looks as though we understand as to why now, because this dude has been in the time chamber now for 10 years training, doing what he has to do, and it kind of makes sense moving forward, I think, as to what they can do with the concept of Broly and, adding him into the manga and all that kind of stuff. So, oh crap, we have a dono from Kevin. What up, bruh? Thank you so much, Kevin. Kevin Finley for the $5 dono. I hope you guys, I hope the stream is working. I normally don't stream very often, so we're going to go on ahead now and just jump into the portion where we're going to be discussing and looking at the events of the manga. This is going to be interesting. So, needless to say, I hope you guys are having a great week. And just overall, we're going to be exiting the summertime and now entering the fall/winter. So, a quick little side note. I low-key had plans for Frieza. I wasn't going to say I was keeping everything under wraps, man, but I guess I might as well just tell you guys. So, just a quick little synopsis. It's pretty crazy because when they decided to do what they did with Frieza, for many months prior, I was actually working on a few stories that centered around Frieza and Cooler. I'm not going to get into too much, but it's crazy now to see, like, with Frieza getting a new form, I had to revamp my own stories, centering itself around that premise. So I think that I'm going to show you guys what I've been working on, because a lot of you guys may have been wondering, like, yo, you've gone cold turkey after Murno and after this and that. Well, not really. I've been working on things on the side that I'm going to show you guys exclusively on this stream here. But I want to go on ahead first and foremost and get your thoughts on Black Frieza. Because I know a lot of you guys were saying, oh, it doesn't make any sense, Frieza, why Frieza? I think Frieza is a great addition to the story of Dragon Ball, only because so many people were complaining, and, rightfully so. Everyone has, the right to complain and just, express their viewpoints on a character or whatnot. Because Gas wasn't cutting the mustard, I would say, for a lot of us. And Elec turned out to be a complete goblin, so... but I think Frieza fits only because Frieza has been there, right? And rightfully so, he was there from the very beginning to understand Goku's words during the events of ROF, when Goku said, yo, you discovered a brand new form, and immediately upon taking action, you came here just to get your ass whooped, and then when he got his ass whooped, he was in hell, mental training, became true Golden Frieza, got stronger, and when he was, participating during the event of the Tournament of Power, he saw the gods, he saw all the gods, he saw the angels, he saw Jiren. This dude saw two versions of fusions. He saw the Potara fusion with Kale and Kefla. Then he met Gogeta, which is an entirely different fusion altogether. So this guy knows. And for the first time, right, Frieza kind of sat back and he was like, huh, yes, I'm going to relax and chill and train. And he did. And when he came back, I know a lot of people were like, oh, this is terrible. Why is Frieza one-shotting them? Well, it kind of makes sense because Frieza was always said to be one of those that has tremendous amounts of potential. He just never trained because he never needed to, right? And for the first time, he decided not to train for 4 months because we saw what 4 months got him. In 4 months, he superseded everybody and got to where he was. And then after that, you know, we kind of wondered like, all right, well, how far can he truly go? And we saw that, right? So to kind of lay it in here a bit more. So let's go on ahead. So off the gate, right? A lot of people were wondering like, all right, well, you know, Frieza basically took out gas in his base. I wouldn't say that to be the case because I want you guys to pay attention to something. So look right there, right? I will argue to say that because you could tell based on the eyebrows and stuff that Frieza transformed. It's kind of hard to say if this is Golden Frieza, if this is Black Frieza. I don't think this is Black Frieza. I think maybe this is Golden Frieza. But needless to say, Frieza was able to do what neither Goku and Vegeta were able to do prior, right? So I think this is very important now because this establishes the fundamental idea that Frieza is a threat. Like, he was able to put down the one guy that our boys had trouble with for months, right? Well, given the extension of the manga, you know, for the duration of how many hours they were fighting this guy, right? Frieza comes in, boom, and that's it. So I think this establishes the threat level of Frieza in all of this because, you know, he was able to do what they couldn't. And then on top of this, like, we have a magnificent, you know, I would say death to a character that I've seen in Dragon Ball in quite some time, which we need more of this. We truly do, because this establishes, I think, depth and just to kind of illustrate how dangerous and how cunning and how evil Frieza is. He didn't care. So I loved all of this up until, I would say, this point here, because I think a lot of us can agree that Granolah should have been the one to murder this guy, only because this was the guy responsible for blowing out Granolah's back, almost killing him on the spot. He killed his mom. It is what it is. But I think this is where a lot of people tend to just either overlook the fact of what happened before, and they get mad. They're like, oh, but why Frieza? Why can't we get anyone new? Well, to that, you know, I understand that, you know, we all want something new. I want something new as well. But whenever we get something new, it's like people cry, right? People complain. Elec sucks. Gas sucks. Zamasu sucks. And then when you go back and you give them Frieza, Frieza sucks. But Frieza is the one that has, I think, the most history with these people to kind of lay out the idea that, oh, so not only is this a villain that was given a chance, not just by Goku, but let's not forget the fact that it was Beerus that allowed for Whis to give him his life back. I mean, it was because of Beerus, you know, saying, hey, bring him back to life, and he came back to life. So this is where people have an issue, and I think this is where I think they did a great job by establishing the threat level of Frieza. Because from the rip, right, from the get-go, nobody thought, including myself, we were going to see something like this until it actually happened. So being the fact that he's been in there for 10 years, yes, I understand that this part here seems a little janky, only because you have to ask, you know, the question of, well, Goku and Vegeta have come so far to get to where they're at. How is it that Frieza was able to put them down? Well, I mean, we understand now why, but, you know, does it make sense? And I would say that fundamentally it does, because Frieza never needed to train to begin with, right? And I'm looking in the chat, and a lot of you guys seem to be under the impression that Frieza is a good idea. Let me know. Maybe you guys think he's a good idea. Maybe you guys think he's a bad idea. I see someone in here by the name of Perez thinks that Frieza's ass. I understand that, you know, and for a lot of us, we all want to see Frieza, you know, finally be destroyed. So, but can we all agree on one thing? Can we all agree on one thing? If Frieza were to be destroyed, right? Let's just say, going into chapter 88 and beyond, let's just say it is Frieza. He's the next threat level in all of this. Can't we all agree right now? Let me know in chat right now. Vegeta should be the one to put Frieza down. Yes or no? Let me know right now. And yes, Frieza's, well, in this case, Vegeta's always taken L's. This is the perfect opportunity for them to write in whatever they want to write in to give Vegeta some leeway in this. I think, for me, the person that should not just kill, but erase Frieza should be Vegeta. You gave him Hakai. You gave him the power of, you know, a god of destruction, the power that derives from a god of destruction, right? You give him all of this, and he looks like a bitch with Goku against Gas. Fine. They fight him, they don't want to kill him, whatever. Fine, so be it. I was wondering, and a lot of you guys are saying yes, but just hear me out on this. Wouldn't it make sense, because Vegeta seems to be the only one that's taking this serious, wouldn't it make sense that by the very end of all of this, Vegeta should be the one, because Trunks killed Frieza, Goku killed Frieza, Vegeta never had that opportunity. And let's not have a bias here. Vegeta has a lot of history with the guy. He blew his planet up. He murdered his entire, species. He embarrassed him, murdered him. So by the very end of this, I don't have an issue with Black Frieza being the threat, because even if you have Goku beat him, which I don't think is going to happen, even if you have Vegeta beat him as a singular entity, I don't think that's going to happen. But by the end, once it's all said and done, are you really going to look at me and say that you don't want to see Vegeta stick his palm out like Beerus, just like he did to Zamasu, and just dust him, like completely dust him? I think this makes sense. I think that, with the establishment, because Goku, if you think about what may happen going forward, Goku could be the one to tell Vegeta, yo, let's not kill him, blah, blah, blah. But Vegeta knows. And for Vegeta to step up and go, nope, I warned you prior to us meeting Broly, which, a lot of foreshadowing there, because he told Goku, yo, what if he comes back? What if he gets a new form? And Goku's like, yeah, don't worry, we'll beat him. There's a lot to touch up on that. But big shout outs to Anthony, let's see here. Let me see. Anthony for the $5 dono. Thank you so much for the donation. He wrote, what do you think Beerus will say or be thinking when he hears Frieza one-shotted Goku and Vegeta? All right, let me reverse that and ask all of you. What do you think he's going to say? Because I don't think he's going to care more or less about Goku, because Vegeta's his boy. But Vegeta kind of let him down, because he gave Vegeta, the earring. He told him, yo, don't let Goku supersede you. And by the end, just for him to come back and go, sorry, Lord Beerus, I wasn't able to do it. It's like, oh man, if I was Beerus, I'd be like, really? You weren't able to do anything? So after hearing about what Frieza did, it makes sense, especially if you guys saw Dragon Ball Superhero. With Vegeta sitting there meditating, understanding the fact that, what Jiren did during the tournament, Jiren was very calm, but it was upon that very second, with Jiren making contact with his opponent, that you felt all of that power, you felt all of that pressure. So Vegeta's like, all right, you know what? I'm going to train my mind, I'm going to get into it, and I'm going to hone myself into becoming better, all the while, Goku training Broly, whatever the case may be. So I think that this establishes a lot, and I think this would be a great way for them to battle Black Frieza. And what's interesting about it is they're going to have to also upscale Vegeta and Goku here, because based on what we're seeing right now, these guys got put down with ease. So if they don't improve their Ultra Instinct, which we can also agree on this, because I've seen you guys during my reviews, a lot of you guys don't seem to like true Ultra Instinct because it's just like Ultra Instinct Omen, right? Let me ask you guys a question. Do you guys remember during the events of Moro, when Moro fought Goku and Vegeta, and when Maris was watching with Whis? Maris, when he saw Goku, go into Ultra Instinct Omen and exert his power, Maris was like, no, don't do this. Like, that's not the way. I'm going to show you guys right now exactly what it is that I'm talking about here, because there was a lot that was, explained and showcased. And it doesn't, to me, it just doesn't look or feel natural. I definitely feel like Mastered Ultra Instinct is the way to go. But at the end of the day, they kind of wrote themselves into a corner, because not even that would, I think, make any sort of difference in this fight, only because when you look at what's happening right now, Frieza put them down with ease. So I want you guys to go on ahead and take a look at this. I want to thank you all so much for being in chat, by the way, and just being here. Big shout outs goes out to the Fingerless Commander for the 5 L's. This, everybody, wet dreaming, even GR Gohan one-shotting, cheers from Italy. Cheers from America, homie. GR Gohan. Well, we're going to get into that. I want to show you guys something real quick, so just bear with me on this for just a second. I want to show you guys one thing that I think you guys are going to really come to terms with and see where I'm coming from here. So let me go on ahead and just come here. All right. So this part here. So Goku is using OMEN, right? This is the prelude to UI, the perfected version of UI. Maris goes, wait a minute, what's Goku doing? Oh my, it seems as though he's changed his strategy. So Goku's powering up. This is the same shit that he did against Gas, which is, I think, something that was written very terribly, because what he did against Gas by using his emotions and all this crap, he did it against Moro, and it failed against Moro. So why are we going back to that? You know what I mean? So I think they should stick to the element of mastered Ultra Instinct, and I'll show you guys why. So this was amazing. I think this was all just off the charts. This fight alone, I've said this so many times. Okay, watch this, right? Maris goes, no, Goku, you can't. How long can you keep him in that form while fighting at full power? Well, even if he had followed your advice and conserved stamina to maintain Sign for longer, I have my doubts that he could have made much of headway against Moro, referencing the fact that even if he were to exert his power, this is not the way. So, let's see here. Where is it? Or is it prior? Vegeta here learning everything with the Yardrats was pretty cool. Let me go on ahead and show you guys right here. So, Goku starts exerting more power. Goku starts, fighting with his emotions, and it didn't get him anywhere, because I'll show you guys exactly why, and I'm going to tell you guys exactly why Goku needs Mastered Ultra Instinct, the silver-haired shit, and why Vegeta needs to fight with more aggression, because if they go about this idea or narrative by having Goku do this, then ultimately by the end, this is what's going to happen. Like, you can't sit there and tell me that true UI is going to be what, grants these dudes victory over someone like Frieza. Is the order all janky here? I think it is. Yeah, the order's all janky right now. So, going back to this, right? So, let me see here. Where's the part where... I think it's prior, actually. I think it's the chapter prior. So, Moro decimates him. I mean, that's already a given by the end. And when looking at Black Frieza, right, it's almost the same thing. Right? It's almost the same thing, and I'm going to show you guys exactly what I mean right now, because a lot of people are saying, oh yeah, true UI is Goku's, ultimate whatever the hell, and it's really not, and I'll show you guys why, because I don't think angels would lie when it comes down to this, which is why I think the next arc needs to give us Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku with Vegeta, who is able to now utilize his power better, because if he can't, then that's going to be a disaster. I'll show you guys right now, because I remember reading it somewhere around, I would say, here. Okay, so marvelous indeed. Goku indeed training to, let me see, I see your praise, blah blah. Aha, here we go. Has Goku mastered Ultra Instinct then? Can we expect that silver hair? Maris goes, no, about that. The reason why this is so important is because Whis confirms that the mastered state of UI, the way to use it is to use the silver-haired stuff. So if Goku, I think, were to engage against an enemy, such as Frieza, who was able to do all of this and the way he did, then the only other way for him to go about this is to have MUI, as his primary, and for him to use that against an enemy like this. Universally, based on what I just saw in chat, it seems as though all of you guys agree that Vegeta should be the one to put him down, which I agree as well. But when looking at this, when going back to this, again, so you see Goku, right? Black-haired, he's at his peak, even though he got put down by Gas. But then you see here how Whis basically asks Maris, like, yo, did he do it? And Maris is like, about that. So there are so many problems here, right? Like, I don't know if you guys can see the issues behind these two, behind Vegeta and Goku. Vegeta has all of this natural aggression, right? He's like, yeah, hit me. The more damage I take, the stronger I get. But then he starts bleeding and he starts complaining, that's bad. So it made him look weak. Goku, when he told Gas, yeah, I'm gonna fight you using my emotions, and then they started fighting, what happened before Granolah got involved? What happened before Granolah got involved? Goku was on the ground before he became the giant Susanoo thing to grab gas. So this is why you need to fix these guys. And this is why Frieza is perfect. Because Frieza was so flawed, right? Frieza was so flawed before. We got some donos up in here. Hold on, let me get back to you guys really quick. Frieza actually took Goku's advice. Frieza actually saw Jiren, Broly, Gogeta, Kefla, Beerus, Belmont, the Grand Priest, the Omni Kings. He took the liberty upon himself to improve all around. So that's great for Frieza. Frieza did what Goku and Vegeta couldn't. So you need to kind of go back to that. Kenta with the $10 dono says, "Hey Unreal, what do you think about an antagonist surviving to provide influence for future arcs as a concept? Frieza as an emperor has influence on Universe 7, so there has to be more potential." That is to suggest that you want to see another villain before Frieza, which to that, I would say yes, but a lot of you guys were complaining about Gas and Elec. And you know what? To each its own. At first, I liked Gas, but then it just became an issue where it was, I'm stronger than the strongest, who becomes stronger than the strongest, who is then the strongest between the strongest one, who is stronger than the strongest. Right? And then Elec, he had these little Dragon Balls with him, but did nothing with them. You know? So, even if they were to throw in new villains, it's a matter of writing, like how you write them. Like, I think Zamasu was good, even though Zamasu became more like, yes, my glory, yes, my, you know, all this stuff. You kind of got the message. It's like, all right, well, he saw it through the perspective of a god to say, all right, this is all bullshit. Like, I need to wipe all of you out so we can start again. So he was good. Gas and Elec were horrible. So if you want to see a new villain, then the question becomes, can this villain match Goku and Vegeta in power? You need that, right? Without wishing for it. And the reason why Moro worked very well is because Moro didn't wish to become the strongest. He was eating motherfuckers. He was draining energy. He was eating his own comrades. He got to where he got to by consuming energy, by kind of going back, you know, and just, you know, refurbishing himself, becoming younger, becoming stronger. So it worked with him. I think if you were to throw in a new enemy, you need to match Ultra Instinct and Ultra Ego. And I just don't see it. Anthony with a $5 dono. Let me see here. Oh, I already read that, actually. Let's see. Let's see what we got going on here. The GOATs. Rari 2X with a $5 dono saying, been watching you since the Dragon Ball Burst Limit. Jesus, man. I thought Whis told Goku that he had to make UI his own due to Saiyan nature contradicting UI. Am I wrong? Let me know. So here's the thing though. So Whis did say to make UI his own, but that's a direct contradiction of writing. You can't say, right, from you know, going back, you know, to when he fought against Moro, you can't say things such as, did he master UI? Does he have the silver hair? And then they wrote it in to where, okay, well, all right, you've mastered it, but you got to make it your own. So then he makes it his own, and it's just like Omen, because this was exactly what Goku had done. And I'll show you guys more of it as this plays out, because when, right here, so he was only able to achieve the sign level. Yes, he never managed to activate the true Ultra Instinct form. What does that say right there? The true Ultra Instinct form, which we can all agree is the silver-haired form because he's fighting Moro using the black-haired variation of it, while using his emotions and while using energy, which Maris said, don't do that, and he did it against Gas, but at the same time, it also failed because, you know, by the end, when he got knocked out, we saw the silver-haired, you know, Susanoo thing that came about, and that was what was able to, you know, grant them leeway for Granolah to make the shot. So, again, let me see, where is it? I should have realized you figured out my weakness, and that's when he tells, let me see, so I can't keep up with you by hitting you, I just gotta do this. Let's see. Sorry, Maris, but stamina balancing act during battle isn't my style. And then he starts powering up, which he does right here. So, it's been established from the get-go that you can't really do that because that's what this leads to. So that's why when they introduced True UI, it was like, you know, like where do you go with that? And the reason why I say between Vegeta, Goku, and Frieza did it the best. Frieza was able to do everything that they were supposed to do to the T is because Frieza fixed, if you guys remember this, Frieza fixed his stamina problems in Hell. Remember that during the TOP? When Goku was talking to him, he said, all I ever did was mentally concentrate, and I just kept thinking about destroying you over and over and over. And then he got to where he got to. He had no stamina issues, so he fixed that. When Goku called him out for, having his golden form be a thing, he called him out then too. He said you rushed to, bring this onto the battlefield. You botched everything up, and so while he was in the time chamber, he fixed all of those flaws. So I think it's safe to say that if you put Frieza against these dudes now, it's done. It's over. So we got a bunch of donos in here. Hold on, wait a minute. Let's see here. Specialist with the $2 dono saying, what can you see being changed and omitted for the show? Writing. The writing aspect of things really isn't all that great. The writing aspect of things makes Vegeta look weak, and it makes Goku look weak. Vegeta has the power that derives from a destroyer, right? Beerus taught him these abilities, this power to utilize this power, and what does he do? Nothing. Goku gets true UI and doesn't beat Gas fully because Gas ends up powering up more and more and more and more. And then by the end, if it were not for Granolah, they would have been dead because Goku was on the floor. So that's where it becomes an issue. How do we fix Vegeta? How do we fix Goku? I think, because you guys just admitted it, to fix Vegeta, right? To have everyone go, yes, this is what we've been waiting for a long time. Is by the very end of all of this with Black Frieza, Vegeta should be the one to erase him. Not only does it go as far as to establish Beerus' abilities and, using the nullification ability of Hakai to dust him, but it'll make the entire fandom go, yo, they finally gave him some shine. Even if you have Black Frieza and Goku fight and Goku still beats him but not kills him, if Vegeta were to be the one to kill him, it's still going to be the ultimate W. Kevin Davis with the $5 dono. Thank you so much for that. Miles Simmons with the $5 dono. Love the channel, bro. You always putting on a smile on my face with the content. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. I'm going to show you what I've been working on these past couple of months. Kevin with the $5 dono again. What is Goku's mastered UI in base and he uses it? Okay, so to multiply in Super Saiyan form. He did that against Granolah, though. He did that against Granolah. If you guys remember, right? And by the way, how many people do we have in chat? Oh, damn, we got 1,300 people. Yo, guys, do me a favor. Hit that like button real quick. Smash that like button if you guys are just digging this right now, because we're gonna be here for quite some time just to talk about this. So, Goku utilized the principles of Ultra Instinct when he fought against Granolah, right? But that really didn't get him anywhere because Granolah was still strong enough to basically put down all of Goku's variations of it, which was Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan Blue, and to an extent he did it with a clone. So what does that tell you? Until he went UI against the original. So I don't know, I guess you guys can tell me now what they can do, because Frieza's fixed. If I were to ask all of you right now, how do we fix Frieza? He's fixed. Frieza is fixed. There's no issues with Frieza now that we're aware of. Stamina, fixed. Power gap, between the gaps between him and where he was with Jiren, Broly, Vegeta, Goku, fixed. Because look, he one-shotted them. The attitude adjustment in terms of being hot-headed and just being like very short-sighted and tempered, fixed. Because he's not hot-headed. He's not acting on just pure aggression and just wanting to go in there quick. He's taking his time. He's like, you know what? I'll be back for you. I'll be back for you. And when I come back for you, you guys are dead. That's great. So they fixed Frieza, but how do we fix Goku and Vegeta? Right? Because they kind of seem as though they have so many issues even when they fight. The examples given, Vegeta talks about, yeah, hit me. And then at the same time, like 2 seconds later, he's like, my eyes, I can't see, I'm getting weak. Fix that. With Goku, oh yeah, this is Ultra Instinct. Yeah, I'm gonna whoop your ass. And then he goes, oh, but I'm having difficulty trying to balance my emotions. Frieza is going to tear these guys apart. But we have Broly, right? So This is, I think, a very great way to bring Broly into the mix. Because, we got a bunch of donos in here. Hold on, wait a minute. Oh my god, Geocentric with the 100 dono. My man, if I could hug you right now, I would hug you. Thank you so much. MVP of the stream is Geo. Thank you so much for the $100 dono. That's going to go towards a few projects. Rory X2 with the $20 dono. Thank you so much. I had a theory that in the Tournament Power MUI was Goku without using his emotions and a clear mind, but failed when we see him lose UI and is almost knocked out by Jiren. Therefore, he had to change it. Yui Vegeta still fought, though. Brother, Yui Vegeta still fought, but how does that even matter? If Vegeta beat Gas, like beat him, like Gas was on the floor, like, that would have been great. Because then we would have seen progression, because Vegeta would have been the one, even though he would have been fucked up and bloody and all damaged, he still would have stood there like, yeah, who's the strongest now? Like, that would have been great. But they both lost. Fine, no problem. They're going back to Beerus' planet. This is a great way to intersect Dragon Ball Super Superhero and the manga, and here's why. So in the movie, when they said that, when they brought Broly there, and Beerus was like, what's that maniac doing here? And they said, oh, it's to protect him from Frieza. We were all wondering, like, what? But now it makes sense. Because Frieza is stronger than Broly now. It's not, oh, you're capping, Unreal. If he was able to do this to these two in one shot, imagine what he would do to Broly. Broly would freak out. Rah! Frieza would be like, all right, okay, all right. That's it, you know? So going into this, there is that likelihood that in the manga, when they go back to Beerus' world to help him make his stupid suit, they could just be like, oh, so Frieza's back. We have a problem. And then Goku can just say, oh, Broly's on that planet. We gotta go get him. Because what if Frieza went to go get him? Because you're gonna tell me that Frieza wouldn't be after him? To just arrive on Vampa, like, yes, hello, monkey, remember me? And just destroys him. So it makes sense for them to train with him now. And you could do that, although the timelines would kind of be a little janky because Beerus was sleeping for 4 months in the movie, unless they kind of retcon that. But it makes sense. And by the way, big shout outs goes out to Christopher Harris with the $5 dono. Not his final form, but they didn't show Black Goku's final form until the end of the arc. Black Frieza will have a final cooler form. Well, that's under the assumption that if you guys believe that Frieza probably has other forms, and he probably does. And this is why, if you want to generate hype and create a good story, then you need to have Frieza be the center point of the story going forward from here. I can guarantee everybody watching this right now, we can all agree, yes, can someone please kill Frieza once and for all? Yo, I agree. But I think it should be Vegeta. I think it should be Vegeta more or less before anybody else. But then again, it could be Goku, which I know everybody in chat right now is going to go ape shit being like, no, don't let Goku kill Frieza. It could be Broly. That would be different, but people would still complain, why does Broly have to kill Frieza? It could be Beerus. Now, my boy Emish's Live brought up a good point, right? If you think about it, Goku isn't the only one responsible for having Frieza come back. You know what I mean? Because Beerus told Whis, yo, he did good during the tournament. Give him his life back. So what better way, what better way than to have Beerus actually do something for once if he knows that Frieza has become that big of a threat? Because everyone wants to talk about, yo, Beerus was still one shot, Beerus this, Beerus that. All right. What if this is the perfect way to have Beerus do something, right? That would be fantastic. So Denny Boy with the $10 dono, but you retracted your comment, Brody. What were you gonna say? So again, the possibilities for this arc, there's a lot of them. There are so many possibilities I think that you can, play out by telling this story. Because I see a couple of you guys in chat. You're talking about Beast Gohan. I'm sorry. No. I'll just put it to you guys like this. And this is just my opinion. I could be wrong. Right now, Black Frieza slaps Broly, Goku, Vegeta, Orange Piccolo, and Beast Gohan. What Beast Gohan did against Cell Max wasn't anything impressive in a sense where you would look at Vegeta, Broly, and Goku and say that they couldn't do the same thing. Are you kidding me? If Broly went against Cell Max, there's no question about the fact that Broly would have tore him apart. Vegeta tore him apart. Goku, he would have been a little bitch about it. I don't want to kill, but he still would have tore him apart. It would be great to see Beast Gohan versus Black Frieza. But what I think a lot of people are kind of overlooking is Frieza has, if anything, one of the greatest potentials among everybody. So it's not outside the realm of possibility to suggest that he could just put Goku and Vegeta down. But then we have Broly and Gohan. Why are those two important? Well, we know that half-breeds have more potential than purebloods, Gohan. And we know that Broly exceeds Goku and Vegeta when it comes down to growth. So let's just say like Vegeta's growing like this, Goku's growing like this. Broly just shoots the hell up, right? So it makes sense. Moving forward though, what they can ultimately do is not just have Goku and Vegeta be the only ones here to go against Frieza, but you could have Broly. Remember, nobody really told him who killed his father. How crazy would it be if one of them would have been like, yo, you know Frieza killed your dad, right? Broly would have a vendetta. He would have an out for Frieza. Because despite Broly being manipulated and despite Broly being sheltered, that was still his dad. You know what I mean? He still respected his dad. And so when he saw his dad die, he went crazy. We have a bunch of donos here. Hold on, wait a minute. I'm going to get to the super chats right now. Give me 1 second. Let me see here. We got Nova Prime with the $5. I think there's that Canadian money. Thank you. What color do you think Boo will change when he gets a transformation like Buff and others? He won't get a new form. I think Boo needs to go back to being skinny and fit like he was before the TOP, because when he became fat again and sleeping, it just... I hate Boo right now. I'm sorry. It's not to suggest like that I despise him completely. It's just I don't like the writing aspects of Boo, because when he got skinny before the tournament, he was putting in work. And then they just negged him. Why? It's ridiculous. So I don't think he's going to have a new form. Christopher Harris with another $5 dono. Thank you so much, Chris. I agree that if it's Vegeta with the Ultra Ego perfected... Wait. I'm going to get into the whole perfect UI stuff. It would make sense for him becoming a GOD. Also, he would have the potential, Broly. Well, Vegeta never wants to be a god of destruction. Guys, if you guys have Hulu, or if you guys have any other website, go back and watch the earlier portions of Super. We asked these two, like, yo, y'all want to become, gods of destruction when Beerus kicks the bucket? And they were like, no, we don't want to become gods of destruction. So Vegeta doesn't have an out to be one. Because even when he fought Granolah, he admitted, he stood there. I'm sorry, Lord Beerus. I don't have what it takes to be the man that I used to be. Okay, well, shit. So... But to that, there are ways to improve his ultra ego, which I think is desperately needed, because you can't have him say things like, yeah, hit me. And then he gets hit, and then he's like, ugh. That's horrible. Miles with another $5 dono. Thank you so much. What if Frieza wants to try and overthrow the Zenos? That was in the anime, but that's not outside the realm of possibility, because that was one of his goals. Why else? Because he stood there. Frieza is such a great villain now, because he's not one of those like, you monkeys, man. He's like chill. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna observe my surroundings. I'm gonna wait a bit. and I'm gonna make my moves according to strategy. I'm gonna coordinate this a certain way for me to do what I have to do, to where eventually when I reach that point, I'm gonna slaughter all of you. And he did it. He did what Goku and Vegeta should have been in this arc, and that was perfect. Toyotaro admitted, I think it was during the November 2020 interview, where before they started the Granolah arc, they kind of had like a little bit of a meeting, and they admitted that they made Goku too perfect, so they had to scale him back. And we got what we got during this arc. Mark Mando with the $5.99 dono, with the $4.99 dono, thank you so much. Thanks for keeping me updated on the manga. You're a boss. Sorry I can't do more. It's all good, brother. I appreciate everything. Who's my favorite character? Oh boy, let's not get into that. Who's my favorite character? We'll jump in. Well, it depends on heroes and villains. Villains, Moro, Goku Black, Frieza, Kid Buu. I would also say Janemba. Heroes, I mean, I like everybody except for Yamcha and Krillin and Tien. Well, I used to like Tien, but not anymore. Rari down with another $10 dono. Yui and UI were a stepping stone in the gas arc. Yes, they were defeated, but I believe it was a sign for both of them to realize that it's time to work. Reason why is because Frieza one-shotted them. Oh boy. Okay. But at the very end of it, it wasn't Gas that made them realize this. It was Frieza. Like when they fought Gas, this is what pisses me off, man. When they fought Gas, neither of them took him serious enough to kill him, because they knew, like, at that point, you kind of already knew, like, we gotta take care of him. But no, Goku's like, hey man, your brother might be lying to you. And then Vegeta's like, yeah, I'm gonna beat you up, but he didn't really do it. Until Frieza showed up. When Frieza showed up, these two shit themselves. Look at that, these two shit themselves. They couldn't believe it. And then at the very end, because this is the most interesting part, right? So he goes, he takes these two away. So at the very end, this is what's interesting, I think, in my opinion, is when asked about, do you know if Frieza is the strongest that the Oracle Fish talked about? So the thing about this, with Whis basically saying, perhaps, is right there where it says, or maybe the strongest warrior emerged somewhere in our universe. The reason why I don't think that this is Gohan or Broly, I think the person he's talking about, and y'all might think I'm crazy for this, I think the person that Whis is talking about is Oob. The reason why, and now I know some of you guys are like, what? Oob? Number one, Oob has God power. Think about this. When the Daikaio, when they were all getting beat up, the Daikaio went to Oob. Oob gave them such tremendous amounts of power that Vegeta was like, oh shit. And just hear me out before y'all start like ranting and raving. When Oob gave that power, he was a little kid. Vegeta couldn't believe it. Goku couldn't believe it. Even after when they killed Moro, Vegeta was like, yo, where did that power come from? And Goku's like, it can't be Gohan, because the whole sequence with Beast Gohan and Cell Max happens while they're on the planets, while they're on Beerus' planet fighting. They're not on Beerus' planet right now. They're going there. So how can it be Gohan when the fight has yet begun on Earth involving the androids and the gammas and blah, 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 right? Broly, because the Oracle Fish also mentioned along with Whis that they were just born. Broly has already existed, so how could he be any stronger or the strongest in the universe when he's on Vampa doing his own thing? The reason why it could be Oob is because he is one of the warriors that has the greatest amount of potential with hidden god power in him. That is a fact. That is a fact. Go back and read the Moro arc. With Oob having that inner god nature in him, he doesn't know. He doesn't even know. There's a reason why when you go into the end of Z, Oob is referred to as the prodigy, right? Because he's a young kid that has tremendous potential, but he just doesn't know how to use it, doesn't know how to unlock it. That makes sense. So, you know, with the strongest being born, because that's what they emphasized also with, that's a great way after the Black Frieza stuff is done for them to go into the end of Z, meet Oob, and when Goku fights him, he could just be like, yo, you're strong, kid. Like, what? You know? And then you can carry on from there. When I initially saw this, because I kind of said to myself, wait a minute, if it's not Frieza, right? Because Whis says maybe. I feel like Whis is full of shit. I feel like Whis knows, but he just doesn't want to say anything. Maybe you guys agree, but the division from what I'm seeing in the comments is I'm seeing Gohan, Broly, Oob. I don't know why y'all are bringing Trunks. But from what I see right now, it's Gohan, Broly, and Oob. If it's not Frieza, Goku, and Vegeta, Gas, and Granolah. You can let me know, because that is just my opinion. I think that it's Oob, given the reasons that I provided. Innate God power within him, latent potential, being the prodigy that we saw going at the, towards the end of Z and beyond, stuff like that. Broly has he has a tremendous gift, but Broly doesn't know how to innately use his power. That's a problem. Gohan, during these events right here, was not fighting Cell Max. He was not fighting the Gammas. Because when Gohan fought the androids and stuff, all of that was going down while they were on Beerus' planet. So that's very important to look at if you want to follow the two and say that they kind of correlate, right? So, yeah. Listen, if y'all think it's Broly, then far be it for me to say otherwise. Chris Harris with another $5 dono. Oob needs Shippuden time because he is. I still can't take him serious as a cool character. Well, okay, let me show y'all something. The reason why you can't take him seriously is because he hasn't done anything yet. I want to show y'all something real quick. Let me see if I can go to this and show you guys all of this real quick. Give me 1 second. All right, take a look at this. All right, is it this? No, actually it's not. Is it 67? No, it's 66. Yes, it is 66. So everyone is dying. Everyone's getting beat up, right? And here we go. All right, watch this. So they're trying to collect power. They're all like, what do we do? Blah, blah, blah. All of a sudden, this massive ball of energy just comes out of nowhere. And Vegeta and Piccolo and even Goku, look at that. They're like, what the fuck is that? Like, where did that come from, right? Holy crap, we have another big dono from, yo, bro, Genocentric, man, with the $50 dono. Truly appreciate your work. Maybe do Granolah versus Hit animation one day. I got a few animations that I can't tell you guys right now that I'm doing. But I'm doing Ultra Instinct Goku versus Ultra Instinct Beerus. And I got something else. I can't say too much, but Hit versus Granolah would be great, only because one's a sniper, one's an assassin. Karma's Godly with the $5 dono. Thank you so much. Would you agree that Beast Gohan scales to Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times 20 Goku in terms of power? No. I would say, in my opinion, Beast Gohan would probably be around OMEN level or MUI level from the TOP. Or maybe even above that, who knows? I don't want to get into semantics, but watch this. I'm going to touch up on that point 1 second. So when they're wondering, like, where'd this power come from, right? Look, what does Goku say? God power. I feel divine strength. But how? This ridiculous amount? Who sent this? What did we say? Oh yeah, the strongest warrior has just been born. Who gave all this energy? Bum bum bum. Does it make sense? Is it starting to make sense now? So it's not outside the realm of possibility that this kid is the strongest. He just doesn't even fucking know it yet. So, look at that. It's Oob. He had that power all along, right? Everyone's like shitting themselves. Even Oob is shitting himself. He's like, is this how I do it? And the Daikai's like, yeah, kid. Just do the power thing. And then look at all of his energy. And they're all like, yo, what the hell? And that's when Moro gets cucked down into an oblivion here. So And this was such a fantastic moment too, except, oh, what a great shot. I can't wait until this is animated. But needless to say, by the way, let's get those likes up, guys. We're almost at 1,000, which, I mean, not too far off from here. So, yeah, to me, I think Whis is referencing Oob. And it makes sense because you can still have Broly, Beast, Gohan, Ultra Ego, Ultra Instinct, Black Frieza. You could still do that. But by the very end of Super, now I want you to hear what it is that I'm saying. By the end of Dragon Ball Super, you can go into the end of Z and do it differently, but kind of keep it the same. Goku versus Oob. Oob doesn't know what he's doing. Goku helps him. They go off and train. Dragon Ball Super is over, or so we think, because they could also go into a direction where they create Dragon Ball Super GT or whatever the case. But needless to say, we understand this, right? Because a lot of people often say, oh, Super this and Super that. It becomes predictable because we know for a fact that this fight with Oob needs to happen. It needs to happen. So, in order for it to happen, everyone, by the time Goku and Vegeta reach this point, they all live. Right? Goku's not dead. Vegeta's not dead. Gohan's not dead. The boys ain't dead. You know, Pan ain't dead. They're all still alive. Which kind of makes it predictable in a way, unless they completely scrap all of that. And the reason why I'm saying this is because when you go back to Frieza, right? I think, and I want you guys to genuinely, just let me know genuinely in the comments, it becomes a little predictable. Just a little predictable. Because if they fight Black Frieza, I think it's safe to say that Black Frieza isn't going to kill anybody. Because it's predictable. The reason why I say that is because they need to enter the end of Z, and in the end of Z, everyone's alive. Now, if this took place after the end of Z, it becomes unpredictable because you don't have to follow guidelines. You don't have to reach the point where it's like this 10-year, in between bullshit. Then you can go into any direction. You can have Frieza slaughter everybody. You can have somebody get killed off. Because what's the one thing that we've been complaining about, that I've seen you guys complain about in my comment section for a very long time? Consequence. Death. What is death? When Maris died, that was perfect. That was perfect. That was great because it established consequence. The Grand Priest was like, yo, you broke the law. You're not supposed to do that. Gone. But then he came back because Shin was like, please, I'll spare my life to bring him back. And it's like, all right, well, shit, By the end of this arc, nobody died outside of Elec and Gas. I wanted so bad for this bitch-ass Monaito to just die, right? He died for a second, and then he came back. Whatever, no consequence established. Granola's alive. I like Granolah. I actually like Granolah a lot. I feel like he grew on me a lot. So fine, you can keep him. But the level of consequence isn't here. So I think one of the best ways you can go about this in terms of establishing consequence is you can have Frieza run roughshot and death beam, death ball, but by the end, Vegeta needs to be the one to kill him. Now, here's what I want to know from you, from all of you. There's how many people we got in here? We got 1,500 people. Let me know right now. Who would you want to destroy Black Frieza? Beerus? Broly? Beast Gohan? Goku? Vegeta? Let me know. And I want you guys to read and look at the answers yourselves. Because in the chat right now, you're going to see so many other human beings with different viewpoints, with different ideas. Because for me, I want it to be Vegeta. Because he never had that opportunity. This is the opportunity that best fits him. Here we go. Look. Beerus, Broly, Vegeta. Look at that. Read. Look how many people are saying Beerus, Vegeta, Broly, Oob. Do you see what I'm saying? So everyone, there are thousands of you people in chat right now. Everyone has a different viewpoint. So for those that want Beerus, if Vegeta wins, you're going to think the story sucks. If For those that want Vegeta to do it and Beerus ends up killing Frieza, you're going to think the story sucks. You see what I'm saying? You're not going to be able to please everybody, but I want you all to look at all of the people right now that have different answers. Primarily, it's coming down to Vegeta and Beerus, but this is also Beerus's issue because Beerus was the one that gave, Danny said oob, he was the one that gave Whis the go-ahead to bring this guy back to life. And when he brought him back to life, he was able to make it count. He was able to do things that Goku and Vegeta couldn't. So that says a lot. And I want to show you guys a few things really quick that I think you guys are really going to enjoy. So again, let's see, Black Frieza. Let me see, Black Frieza would be too strong for even Beerus to handle. All right. So let me know, power scaling wise. Let me know. Do you guys think Black Frieza is stronger than Beerus? I mean, by proxy, Goku and Vegeta and Frieza should be. I mean, it depends if you guys want to take the statement of, you know, Beerus being the so-called strongest into account. Let me see, Miles Simmons with the $5 dono. Do you think Beerus can still use Ultra Instinct and Ultra Ego at the same time? It was never really specified that he can. In the manga, it said that he was able to when he fought the other destroyers, but that's neither here or there. If he is able to, then by proxy, nobody should be able to touch Beerus. But from what I'm seeing right now, you guys are saying that Black Frieza is not stronger than him. Charles Jones with the $5 dono. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Frieza is basically immortal, and he can live even if he cut himself in half, so Hakai is the only way to put him down. Yes, yes, and yes. Yes, Hakai, you need to obliterate this dude. You cannot keep him around. You just can't. So I definitely 100% agree. K the Specialist with the $5 dono says, series should end with Goku and Vegeta needing to replace Beerus and Whis, not want. They got to be killed, leaving Goku and Vegeta with no other options. What do you mean by that, though? All right, you know what? I'm gonna give you guys some previews, cause this was on my mind for quite some time. Let me show you guys something. Do you guys remember this story? I did this story almost 2 years ago. The story of the top 5 strongest. I made the announcement in February that I was going to redo this story, right? That after the Murno story was over and done with, I am going to be going into this story, and I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a quick preview. So these are going to be the 5. In this story, before I found out about Black Frieza, I was so pissed. I'm going to give you guys spoilers. In this story that I was creating, Frieza went out to find Cooler to recruit him to take down Goku and Vegeta following the events of what happened with Broly, how Frieza admitted he needed a partner. Push comes to shove, there are going to be so many different avenues in this story that I can't, go into too much. Another little preview. Some of y'all might be wondering, wait a minute, does Goku have his tail? Yes, he gets his tail pulled out. I'm not going to specify too much. Whis wants him to take the better sum of the 2 and make them into 1. I'm going to give Goku the real form that I feel like would be true UI. It's not going to be what you think. This ain't going to be it, but I'm just going to give you guys a little bit of a preview as to what we have cooking, because I told you guys a long time ago that I was going to do that, and based on a lot of demand, a lot of you guys wanted me to go back and do that story. So I said to myself, okay, I'm going to do that. And to also give you another small little preview, this is, what I'm about to show you now, is one of, I think, 33 shorts that I did. So, enjoy. Let's see if I can actually, hold on. Let me see if I can turn this up real quick. Let me show you guys what I'm talking about. All right, let's see if this plays. There you go. All right. So did you guys just see that? So, yeah. So low key, I took it upon myself, low key, to animate the entire Moro arc in terms of manga motion animation. So I did that. I have everything done for the Moro arc. I think that I'm going to jump into the Granolah arc, but what you guys just saw now is I took the entirety of the Moro arc and I created an animation for you guys. Y'all are my people. I was like, you know what? Why wait for the Moro arc to be animated when I can just do some motion manga animation and give you guys some stuff? So I hope you guys enjoyed that. That's one of many. I took so much time out of my days to make those, and they weren't easy at all. Let me get back to the donos. Let me see. Candy, thank you so much for the $5. I think that's euros. Love your work. When and how did you discover that you have such a talent for re-narration? Did you approach everything live with a passion and cheers? That goes back to many years of me getting into this, which I'm gonna get into right now. Genocentric with the $20. Bro, you've donated, I think, $170 on this stream. Can we get some love for Genocentric in chat? Because that's going to go towards my animations and everything that I got going on for you guys. So I got into this, of course, with the passion. I fucking love Dragon Ball. When looking at shit like this, though, it gets me a little irritated because when going back, because the reason why I like what ifs and fan fiction shit like that is because you take into account what could have been if things were different, right? So when looking at stuff like this, you guys may have seen if you've been on my channel, I've done what ifs for, what if this happened with Granolah, what if we had Mega Instinct with Gogeta, stuff like that. And what frustrates me a lot is seeing stuff like this, right? Because you have the potential to tell a great story with characters like bitch-ass Elec, who only turned out to be dumb and weak by the end. You have people like Gas, who was just continuously in and out of being the strongest, stronger than the strongest, stronger than the strongest, who was stronger than the strongest. And it just becomes irritating. It's like, at what point do we cap that off, right? As an example, I think from what I saw many months ago, we all agreed that, oh shit, we might actually see a fusion in this. Why? Because Gas was so strong and he was such a threat that at the point in time where Goku and Vegeta couldn't get the job done on their own, typically when going back and looking at history, they would often fuse together to, combat the opposition. Zamasu, Broly, and they always tend to skip an arc, you know what I mean? So we had Merge Zamasu, then we had the TOP, no fusion. After the TOP, Broly movie, which was fusion. So fusion, Moro arc, no fusion. And during the Granolah arc, we all assumed, oh, Gogeta, they didn't do it. It would have been better that way than to have Frieza be the one to kill Gas, because if it was fusion, even if it was fusion, let's just say this, right? Even if it was Gogeta Blue versus Gas the strongest, there wouldn't have been a question that for the first time, I think since Vegito maybe, for the first time we would have seen someone push a fusion into actually trying. That would have been fun. That would have been fun as fuck. Because let's just say if Gogeta's smacking Gas around, Gas could have done what he did here. Evolve. Grow stronger. And Gogeta would have been like, word? Okay. Now for the first time, you're forcing me to do something I never did. Boom. Ultra Ego or Ultra Instinct. And that would have been fine because Gas would have been done. But for Elec, we all wanted to see, Granolah be the one to put him down. And then when he didn't, and instead it was Frieza, it took away so much, because the reason why Frieza decided to get rid of him was because, oh yes, I found out about your little plans in your 40 years ago and lying to me. And it's like, so yeah, I see a couple of you guys in chat, oh, Gas would have been dead. Yeah, but at least Gas would have kept evolving, growing stronger as he was shown, to kind of push Gogeta a little bit. Now, I'm not saying Gogeta gets put down. I'm just saying, wouldn't the idea of it be fun to see a fusion get pushed back a little bit for them to go, oh, okay, all right, now I'm gonna beat your ass. That would have been great. So we got Christopher Vibe with the $10 dono. Toyotaro stated Gohan was stronger than all of them, and Broly couldn't do anything against Cell Max, and Beast Gohan comes after after the Granolah arc. So I believe it's he's far more powerful than Frieza. Okay, all right. So this is where all of you come in. Do you guys agree with Christopher? So who's stronger? Really consider this. Who do you think right now, is stronger between Beast Gohan and Black Frieza? Think about it, please, and let me know in chat. And I want you guys to read chat too, and look at all of the differences in opinion that you're about to see with all of these people. Because granted, and it's not having a bias. Oh, I love Gohan more, so therefore he's stronger, or the opposite. I love Frieza more. So let me know. Who's stronger, Black Frieza or Beast Gohan? Let me know. And here we go. Oh boy, you guys are, I see a bunch of Friezas already. Beast Gohan, because he said he had the most potential among everybody. Did he, was he really though? Like, you know, like was he really, you know? Yeah. Look at, for the most part, I see a bunch of Friezas. And listen, if you're saying that it's Gohan, it's okay. If you're saying it's Frieza, it's okay. It's what you think is how you feel. I'm just saying, let's go based off of the fact that this guy right here was in the time chamber for 10 years. Gohan simply got one power up after seeing one of his closest friends nearly die. There's a big difference, man. If Gohan was in the time chamber for 10 years, stop playing. Ain't nobody touching Gohan. Gohan coming out the time chamber after 10 years? What? That would have been nuts. But it wasn't Gohan. It was Frieza. So I saw somebody actually, and I want to thank you all so much for the super chats. I'm always going to make those a priority on here. I saw a few of you earlier mention OG73. Listen, from the beginning of the Granolah arc, it was already established that he was only going to be made to be used for intel. So that wasn't really much that I think we can, you know, get out of him in particular. But let's just say if Frieza does retrieve OG73 and he has OG73 copy him, bruh, you'll need some heavy hitters to take someone like this down if that were to be the case, because I can't tell you what would happen if a situation like that were to arise. You know what I mean? But I also want to go on ahead now and jump into another thing over here. If I can go on ahead and just find it. Let's go on ahead and go into this one. I think it was like this chapter, was it? So Toyotaro's clueless. Let me see. Toyotaro doesn't know how to write a good story. But that's the thing though. Like, so it could be the changes that they implement. It could be the fact that they always collide. They always seemingly enough collide behind the scenes on direction, on purpose. But this is where the arc kind of like the fight with Gas and everything, it established itself. And to think and look back on it now to say like none of these guys were the strongest, then what the hell was the point, right? Like, what was the point of having them fight if neither of them were the universe's strongest? The same Max with the $2 dono, thank you. Black Frieza is a consequence of Gogeta. Yes, he was. Well, yeah, well, not just Gogeta, but Black Frieza is a consequence of Beerus, Goku, and I guess you could say Gogeta, because Gogeta let him go. Goku was too carefree. He was like, nah, man, don't worry about it. If this dude shows up, we'll just beat his ass. Look what happened, right? And then Beerus, because Beerus was the one that granted him the opportunity to have his life back. Karma's Godly with another $5 dono. He said Gohan can be stronger than anyone. That means the potential that Goku, Frieza, Vegeta, and Gogeta. Okay, well, the potential though. Well, Gohan can. I think nobody ever said that Gohan could not. Gohan can. But it's just the fact of like, okay, so Gohan achieves the beast form in Superhero. Then what? Now what? Where do we go from here? If we see Beast Gohan versus Black Frieza, then at least the concept of Beast Gohan goes somewhere. Because he could utilize that. He could use that to some extent to take down the opposition, right? The big one with a $5 dono. Thank you. After the TOP, Whis asked them why they went to get stronger, and Vegeta said that it was to beat Frieza and to yes. And what was it that Goku said? Goku was like, nah, don't worry about it. But Vegeta knew. This is why I said that from the beginning of this entire live stream, that it should be Frieza, it should be Vegeta that puts down Frieza for good, only because it serves the case in point of giving Vegeta the W. And Vegeta, between Vegeta and Goku, you know for a fact that Goku's going to let Frieza go if they fight him again. But Vegeta won't. So that's why it makes sense for Vegeta. I think he needs to be the one to do that. But let me go on ahead and I think it's right here, right? So let's look at this real quick. Because as hype as this was, only to now see how Frieza by the end just came in and did this. Like, Frieza did this to this guy. And it's like, damn, you know, like, you would only think like the opposite to say like, oh yeah, Vegeta would slap Frieza now. Will he? I don't know. Hopefully he does. But when looking at this battle, right, from the jump, it's such a great thing to see how Vegeta, look at that, Vegeta just took Granola's shot head on. And look at the bottom. Yeah, I grow stronger. But this is where they fucked up, and I'm going to show you guys right here. Let me show you. Watch this. Watch this. This is where they messed up big time. Watch this. So, Vegeta says, yeah, I get stronger, right? Watch. Right here. So, Vegeta openly says, he takes the hits, he sees the blood, and he's like, yeah, read this right here. Let's keep this up. I can grow even stronger, right? You see that? Now watch this. Couple pages in. Look. Oh no. Vision. My vision is blurring. I've taken too much damage. Let's keep this up. I can grow even stronger. I've taken too much damage. You see what I'm saying? So, they need to fix that. They need to fix that. Because you cannot have this Vegeta. You cannot have this Vegeta go against this Frieza. You cannot. If that happens, Frieza is going to rip them apart. Hands down. Genocentric with another $10 dono. Brody, you are the GOAT of the stream. What if in the next arc, Black Frieza wanted to become the next God of Destruction? Oh, no, that's definitely... That's within Frieza's character. That's definitely within Frieza's character. But just looking at all of this, right? You, like... Anyone that's going to say, oh, it's okay, you can't have this Vegeta fight Frieza the way he is, like, just going about the idea of saying things like that. Yeah, hit me, and then he gets all fucked up. Hit me, and then he knocks himself out. You can't do that. So hopefully, I hope to God, they fix Vegeta, they fix Goku's little emotional problems, and then they fight him with intent to destroy. At least Vegeta, because I love the fact that Vegeta takes his training serious in the superhero movie. I like the fact that Vegeta kind of seems a bit serious by the end of this, because he was like, yo, we're not going to win like that ever again. Good. So please just fix Vegeta's character. Don't have him say shit like this, right? Yeah, let's keep this up. And then literally like 3 pages in, he's like, blah, 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 blah. So, you know, fix that. This was great too, because Vegeta was about to go in. Vegeta's like, yo, I'm gonna tear you, I'm gonna rip you apart. He's charging up for a giant blast. It's like, oh shit, yes. So he needs to act more like this, like the aggressor against Frieza, because with the way Frieza put both of them down, he did it with ease. And look at these guys, like their intestines ruptured. These guys are like, look at them, they're on the floor. Like, nah, you can't have them. Because let me tell you, if this happens again, if you have this Vegeta And that Goku fight Frieza, this is what's gonna happen. They're gonna be on the floor. So I hope they fix them, and hell, throw Broly in there. I want to see Broly, you know, have a scuffle with Black Frieza. Why not? Gohan as well. Mir with the $2 dono says, do you think Eagle will get a new form like MUI, you mean? I don't think so. I think with the way destruction works for him, he needs to approach that with a better methodology versus just being like, yeah, hit me, and then he just gets trucked. So you don't see Beerus doing that. When was the last time you saw Beerus do something like that? Yes, hits me mortal, and then he just blacked out after that. Nah, Beerus was like, no, you ain't hitting me. I'll slap your ass around this planet. Don't do that. He needs to be more like that, you know? Christopher Vibe with the $10 dono. Goku Black's growing stronger ability was a lot better than Vegeta. Goku Black didn't almost die every time he got hit. They need to write this better. I couldn't agree more. Goku Black, right, when he was holding on for dear life, he was like, oh, now I understand. So why can't these guys? Rari with the $5 dono again. When it comes down to Yui, it makes more sense for Vegeta's character. He's knowing that he's been a bit cocky. I didn't expect for Yui to go for so long in the first. Well, but that's the thing though. But you cannot make the same mistakes like what they did here, because after this chapter was over and done with, right? He was on the ground, he was running, and I don't want to see that against Black Frieza. I really don't. Because with Black Frieza, you know that he's going to make Vegeta do things like this. So I think it's best suited for them to either take Broly or even themselves, just them two, and go into the time chamber, do something. And what's interesting is during the beginning of this, a few of you did mention that you wanted something else outside of Black Frieza. So I want you guys to let me know. And more specifically, because since they kind of already introduced him, let me know and let everybody else know right now. What should we get in this next arc? Should it be Black Frieza or should it be a new enemy? Comment below and let's see what the people say, because if you're going to do something else, I think that you should do a new enemy after Black Frieza, right? But that depends on the enemy. Because with what Moro did, it made sense, the way he grew. With Granolah and Gas, they made wishes. But if they were to throw in a new enemy, how are you going to scale them to UI and UE? It's easy for them to say what Frieza had done because Frieza trained in the time chamber. That's why when I saw a lot of people bitch and complain, oh, why is it gotta be Frieza? Well, it's Frieza for a reason, and plus the fact that he trained in the chamber for so long that it was unbeknownst to everybody at the time until he came out. New enemy. Someone said, I want Zamasu back. Really? Wait a minute. Campbell said, that's dumb, so they're going to spam the hyperbolic time chamber? All right, well, let me ask you a question then. What would make more sense? To spam wishes, make me the strongest, or to train in the time chamber for as many days or years as you want, right? It makes sense that way. It's logical, it doesn't feel like an ass pull, and it makes it feel a bit consistent because you know, even if you hate Frieza being stronger than Goku and Vegeta, at least you know that Frieza worked for it. You know what I mean? And he did. Christopher Harris with the $5 dono. Remember in Superhero that Goku and Vegeta and Broly are training on Beerus' planet. Who are they training for? Well, they told Beerus they got Broly off of Vampa for the sake of protecting him from Frieza, but then the question becomes, why? Right? Especially if Broly, at that current point in time, could just slap Frieza. Why are they protecting him? Gee, I wonder why. Now we know why. Wow, so wait a minute. So some of you guys want them to spam wishes. Yeah, I agree with the Demon Realm stuff. Kyle, where was your donation? I can't see it here. Let me see. Rari with the $5 dono agreed earlier. I said Black Frieza is a wake-up call for both Goku and Vegeta to train diligently than before. They know the risks. W soon hype. Well, if Superhero directly takes place after the events of Granolah, then Goku's still not serious. Goku's still not serious because he comes up to Vegeta and he's like, "Huh? Why are you sitting on that rock?" It's like, dude, you've never heard of mental training? We've seen this be done before. You've done this before as well. Why are you criticizing Vegeta for doing exactly what you did in Z in Super? Doesn't make any sense. So the Demon Realm, an enemy from the Demon Realm, sure, but we're talking about Toriyama and Toyotaro. So do they really remember the Demon Realm? So even then, when looking at that, I think Frieza fits if they want to have that be drawn out, but it's very interesting, I think, by the end of all of this, because you guys have seen this too in chat. So many of you guys have had different opinions. Who should kill Black Frieza? Should it be Beerus? Should it be Vegeta, etc.? Everyone had different opinions. I just asked you guys about enemies. Should it be Frieza or someone new? Everyone had different opinions. So it really does vary. I saw a couple of fusion ideas, but fusion would be cool. Gogeta Blue or Vegito versus Black Frieza, but I would assume that fusion would be stronger unless Frieza prepped for fusion too. I donated a point earlier, says the same Max. I don't see it here, brother. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, no, I definitely believe that DC with the $2 dono says Xeno Goku over everybody. Damn, that's a little bit of a bold claim, but okay. Someone said here, it only makes sense for Black Frieza to train and prep for something like fusion, considering the fact that fusion would surpass him in every conceivable way. If you fuse Goku and Vegeta now, I want to say they would be stronger than Black Frieza. But if assuming the fact that Frieza trained with the intention to conquer fusion, then I don't know, man. I mean, if I ask you guys the question of who wins between Gogeta and Frieza, I'm almost 100% certain everyone's going to say Gogeta, right? And let me know, because I'm looking at the chat right now. Y'all might agree to the fact that fusion slaps or not, but we can't, overlook the fact that Frieza more than likely also probably trained for the potential of encountering a fusion if the situation calls for it. I don't think that Frieza's dumb enough to just be like, nah, I completely overlooked that. No, I think Frieza prepared for every situation, which is why I think he fits as being a very good villain. Wait, some of y'all are actually saying Frieza. Y'all are wait. Y'all are saying that. Hold on. This is new to me. Y'all are saying Frieza slaps the fusions now? Keem with the $2 dono says Murno's mortal now. Couldn't he be the strongest? Murno's dead, bro. Murno's dead and gone. He's not mortal in the slightest. He's dead. Wait a minute. So you guys really think Black Frieza would tank the fusions now? I wasn't expecting that. I thought you guys were really going to say the fusions. There are a lot of you guys that are saying fusions, but from what I'm seeing here, Relo says they're equal. See, it's hard to say. But even then, I think that he had to have prepared for them. There's no doubt about the fact. So even if he did, the question becomes, can fusion do it? Can you imagine for the first time ever, we get to see Gogeta versus Frieza in the manga, and Frieza stomps him out? All of you would be pissed. Don't even lie. Come on. Everyone's going to be like, what? No. Karma's Godly with the $5 dono. Do you think that Granolah will come back and fight Frieza with Goku and Vegeta if Goku and Vegeta fuse? We need Vegito, Gogeta, and Gohan are overhyped right now. Well, they are hyped, but I'm sorry. I don't. It's hard for me to see Black Frieza beating Gogeta unless Frieza has another form after the black form. Like he has like something completely different, which is possible. But that's why I feel like, all of this needs to be centered around these two fixing their issues, because that's what I think irritates me the most. Anthony with the $5 dono says, if they do Frieza, I'd like to see them bring Cooler in right now. And Frieza and Cooler, we're about to lose and they pull off a fusion. That's what I was gonna do later this November. I can't say too much. That's in the top 5 story. But I agree with you. I think that would have been solid. But then again, if he finds out about OG73, then Keem with the $2 dono says Myrna was brought back at the award ceremony. Oh Jesus, what award ceremony? Did he get slapped by Will Smith? Yeah, but I just think that like when going back and looking at, you know, just the overall scope of what they can do, these two are in trouble. These two are in big trouble. And unless they change that, then I don't know what they're going to do. So with that being said, though, I'm going to give you guys my Discord really quick. I'm going ahead and just, Danny, if you can grab the Discord link. I'm going to be in Discord now, guys. I'm always on anyway, so I am going to post the link in chats for you guys right now. Give me a second. Okay, so join my Discord, guys. It's a chill place. We're all gonna chill, Mac, talk Dragon Ball, do whatever. I appreciate you guys a lot. I don't typically stream, but I do also want your feedback if you guys want me to do at least one stream monthly, because I like talking to everybody. Of course, everyone has difference of opinions. When I brought up the whole oob stuff, some people were like, oh, until they actually heard me out. Christopher Vibe with the $5 dono. I'm okay with Frieza. However, I think Toriyama needs to stop recycling villains for a good story. I agree. But then again, they gave us new villains as well, and people kind of bitched. You know what I mean? So it becomes very hard to create new villains and stuff like that when people are just going to be like, this sucks. Zamasu sucks. Gas sucks. And it's like, damn, so what do we do, you know? Clutch with the $5 dono. Thank you so much. I feel like Beast, Gohan, or OG73 are the new strongest that they mention at the end of the manga. They already know it's nobody in the Granolah arc. Wait a minute. OG73 as being the strongest? Nah, Chief. I don't. Well, unless. No way. I don't see that being. Well, how? How would OG73, unless he copied Frieza, but nah, there's no way. I don't think so. Voider with the $20, I think that's Canadian dono. Isn't Vegeta stronger than Gogeta though? Metafusion requires the two users to be on the equal level, while Vegito, you could just be on the maximum base level to make the transformations better on the... Well, if you want to take into account what they said in Z, then sure, but it's kind of implied now that... What sucks about Vegito now is that in Super, he can't climb any higher because the damn earrings are going to break, and that's what sucks. So they kind of did that, but with Gogeta, he can kind of go, because at least in the Broly film, you didn't see Gogeta like defuse, right? So that's good. But I'm just shocked to see that a lot of you said that Black Frieza would stomp out any fusion now. Kind of hard to say, because yeah, it really is a little. It's a touchy subject. That's fusion versus Black Frieza. They need to come up with something, but point being is the fact that he was able to do what these guys couldn't, and that was develop in his own way to execute the forms properly. He came back with he came back with the ultimate flex, and by the end these guys were like, ugh. So what more can you really do? But let's go on ahead and get those likes up before we close out the stream, guys. I appreciate you all for being here. Keem with the $2 dono. I meant Maris. Couldn't Maris be the strongest? No. I don't think Maris is the strongest. Here's my Discord link, guys. If you guys want to hop in, it's gonna be. We're gonna keep this up for a little bit though. I do appreciate every single one of you for being here. I saw a few of you guys in the comments saying stream more. I'm probably going to make that a thing once every month. And it's pretty cool to see like how some of you guys either agree or disagree. It doesn't matter if you agree fully or not, or disagree fully or not, because at the end of the day, we're all fans of the same series that we all grew up with and loved. I've grew up with this since I was like in the 4th grade, so I was like 7, 8 years old. I love this series. Sometimes the writing aspects annoy me because we all know, like everyone listening to the sound of my voice now knows that they could write this a bit better, right? Is it the worst thing in the world? No. Is it the greatest thing in fiction? Probably not. But can it be better? Yes. And that's why I am hoping that by the very end of this, we see massive developments come from Vegeta, from Goku, and especially if they're going to fight someone like Frieza, they need that. So they need to do what he did at the very end, and that's just establish themselves and grow to where they don't have to have flaws like that. They really don't. Because I showed you guys throughout all of this, all of the flaws that Vegeta had, you know, all of the flaws that Goku had. And it kind of sucks because I don't want to see these guys have these flaws. I really don't. I want to see more come from them. Darth Roots with the $20 dono. Thank you so much. Keep doing what you do, bro. I appreciate your content. I respect you. Thank you so much for that. That $20 is going to go towards the projects that we have going. Sultan with the $2 dono. Can't wait for Blue Boo. Ew, dude. I want to see Skinny Boo again, at least Fit Boo. The same Max with the $5 dono. Frieza trained for Gogeta. He realized the danger, so he trained. Right now, Frieza, Gogeta, and Gohan. He trained for Gogeta. He trained for Gogeta. Frieza trained for Gogeta. Yeah, but that was Gogeta then. This is what I'm asking. If we had Gogeta now, that's a little hard. I want to assume that Gogeta would destroy him at, you know, difficulty-wise, probably hard. It wouldn't be a one-shot, I think, but I think he trained for the sole purpose of not just Goku and Vegeta, but perhaps also Broly, Jiren. But the fusions, I'm not too sure. Karma's Godly with another $5 dono. Do you think that Broly and Kale's Berserker forms are somewhat equal? I think Jiren would one-shot both of them. I don't know why Jiren versus Broly is a debate. Oh shit, so you think Jiren one-shots Broly? No, Broly's Berserker form is way different than Kale's. Broly stomps Kale out effortlessly. In terms of Jiren one-shotting Broly though, unless you're starting to, unless you want to fight with the people in the comments right now, then I mean, be my guest, brother. Be my guest, because I don't see that being the case. Let me see. Was that Newski fam? Okay, join general chat 1. Will do. I want to thank you guys so much for being here once again. Really does mean a lot to me. So thank you. I will be seeing you guys on Discord if you guys are going to be on. And with that being said, thank you so much. Let's just say this. In October, November, and December, I'm going to hit you guys with a lot of fan manga. A lot that I can't tell you now that I've been working on, but I think you guys are going to enjoy it. So thank you so much. I hope you guys enjoyed this stream. I'm going to stream again soon, so make sure you guys stay tuned. Also, please be aware of all of the spam bots and the scammers. If you see any comments on any video that says, congratulations, you've won this prize or that prize, it's not me. Those are Telegram scammers. I don't want my audience to fall for that. So please, 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 I made a community post talking about that. So just avoid that if you guys can, because those are running rampant all over the place. So I just want to give you guys a little bit of a heads up on that. So again, God bless you guys. I hope you guys have a terrific week. I hope you guys have a terrific day and or night wherever you're watching from. Thank you for being here and taking the time to listen to me rant and ramble about Dragon Ball. And with that said, I will be seeing you guys tomorrow and the next day and the next day when we got more content coming for you. So thank you so much, and I hope you guys take care.